Hello, I'm Bert Oliver, and welcome to Bowie News and Views. And today we have the Greater Bowie Chamber of Commerce represented as a guest, and our president of the Bowie Chamber of Commerce is Lynn Lucchi. So, Lynn, welcome.
Thank you.
And Alana, Heinle, also a board member and chairman of an event coming up very soon we want to talk about as well. So, Lynn, we'll start with you. President this year, served on the board a long time. And what do you expect out of this year?
Well, I expect a very good year. We're off to a great start. The Greater Bowie Chamber of Commerce has about 250 members of businesses that do business or reside in Bowie. We have some very strong committees where people can participate in. The Business Development Committee that helps businesses with new skills and new developments that help educate. We have our Legislative Committee that has great advocacy in the County Council, City Council, and State Legislature. We have our Membership Development Committee that helps expand our membership to other businesses in Bowie. We have our Women in Business Committee that's very successful with their events. And we have a new committee called the Corporate and Community Relations Committee that works with local nonprofits to help businesses become good corporate citizens, to work with the YMCA and the Special Olympics and the Boy Scouts to help foster where people have needs, and the Bowie Food Pantry where people have needs in our city. So we're off to a great start. We have a lot of new members that have joined up since June. We've had some very well attended events, and look forward to a great year.
That's great. We'll be getting into more in depth. So, Alana?
Yeah.
Tell us about you. You're secretary also this year, right?
Yes, secretary of the chamber and also chairman of Women in Business.
Mm-hmm.
And very important event that's coming up is actually, there's one this coming Saturday, the 17th.
Mm-hmm.
It's the second annual Women in Business Expo. It's a wonderful, it was very, very successful last year. It's a great environment for women and also men to come and network. And we also have a great keynote speaker this year, Angela also Brooks, that actually Len knows very well the highlights of that great speaker.
Mm-hmm. She'll be a great speaker. She used to live in Bowie. I was elected last year as the state's attorney for Prince George's County, the first elected female state's attorney in county history. And she has a great background. She used to be the executive director of the County Revenue Authority, and she was a terrific trial attorney as a prosecutor. So she'll be a very dynamic speaker.
Right. So this is a wonderful event. So everyone attending, and there's still tickets available, can really get something out of it. And but it also supports our scholarship fund that we try. We have two big fundraisers. This is one of them that supports our scholarship fund for women in business. So we're trying to support women, business women in the community. And the second one is actually our annual fashion show, Taste of Bowie, and we already know the date of that. That's actually going to be April 11th, 2012. So that's a wonderful event as well. So
very successful. On the event coming up now, how do you find out? You have to get reservations.
Right, right. Actually, you can go on the website or chamber website, or just simply contact the chamber.
Chamber. Right?
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The reason I mentioned that is because we'll put other information into the program, and that's when we may or may not appear there. I'm not sure. But Lynn, that's an example of some of the effort the members put in, and they gain a lot by being part of the chamber, more than just a member. And you talked about some of the events otherwise, been well attended. Tell me what they are.
Well, we have monthly mixers, after-work mixers that get very good attendance. The last two were at the new City Hall and at the Bowie Center for the Performing Arts. We have one this week at the SunTrust Bank in Hilltop Plaza. And they're very well attended. It's a great opportunity to network. And we also sponsor the State of the City, where the mayor gives an annual address, and the State of the County, where the county executive gives an annual address. The one this year with our new county executive was packed with standing room only. And so we have very good events. In October, we're working with the city on a 50th anniversary of the Levitt Bowie. We're having a sock hop, and that should be fun as well with the 60s band.
Still contact through the chamber.
Right.
Get information
All on the
all
website.
and on the website, of course, which we get. What about the this new committee you mentioned? I want to learn more about the membership committee, and to me, it's vital to the organization. But don't you have what they call a ambassador's portion of that? I still call them ambassador.
That's morphed into the membership development committee,
Okay.
because they have two missions. One is to retain our current members by getting them involved and making them feel welcome, and then also to branch out to additional members. I mean, we have 250 members. There's about 1,200 businesses in Bowie, so we know exactly who our targets are for marketing to expand, and show the great value added of membership to a local business through advocacy and education and networking and fun, and grow our organization. So that's what that committee does. The Corporate and Community Relations Committee, I think, is very exciting. Sam Hutchinson, who's a longtime Bowie resident, is the chair of that committee, and he's met with all these different local nonprofits to see about partnering with the chamber and the local business community and their organizations. For instance, the Bowie Food Pantry has an Adopt a Shelf program where many of our members are Adopt a Shelf. They provide either tomato sauce or whatever it is. They keep that shelf full, and that's wonderful because there are a lot of people you wouldn't expect right in our midst in Bowie who have the need for this. They've lost a job, they're getting foreclosed upon, and they need the services of the Bowie Food Pantry.
Absolutely. So a lot of people, Lynn, over the years, didn't really know what a Bowie chamber is or any other chamber of commerce. And now this has expanded what is there available. And it's hard to do. Everybody that does work, although you have an executive director, everyone on these committees takes a lot of time, like Alana. But you feel like it benefits you a great deal too, Alana, in your business?
Oh, absolutely. Actually, when we were talking about earlier about with technology and internet as being a wonderful avenue for advertising your business or your services, I don't think anything will ever replace human contact. And that's what the events that the chamber put together they do. I mean, we need to, meet people, and there's a lot of businesses out there right now that are probably struggling, and the chamber really does a wonderful job in giving support and avenues of connections to people, because there's a lot of people out there that have wonderful business, wonderful service that people need in the community, and they just people need to know about them. And these different events that the chamber put together really, really benefits that.
Great. I'm not sure we coming up on TV, but your affiliation with your company, Edward Jones, and you're an investment
Yes.
consultant. I just want to mention that. That's quite hard on our public program. And of course, Lynn Lucchi is a partner in what firm, Lynn?
O'Malley, Miles, Nyland, and Gilmore.
And you can find all that out with a community guide here if your businesses that are members have these available at their businesses. There's so many campaigns that over the years, like Buy Bowie First and so forth. And one reason I think Greater Bowie Chamber of Commerce is appropriate is you have a lot of people that service Bowie and their businesses outside Bowie. And those people you want to participate in your business organization as well. And that's the idea of outreach. And I even noticed a lot of our few board members even are businesses outside of Bowie. In essence, like the Safeway guy, he's got a few stores in Bowie. But anyway, there's some exceptions, and you meet once a month as a board, usually. And of course, you elect officers every year. But one of the things that is probably hard to do is a lot of small businesses aren't able to participate in a lot of events. And the one thing you mentioned, I think, that helps them a great deal is the after 5 o'clock business mixer. A lot of businesses get through, worked hard all day, go home, they can't go to an evening meeting. Well, that's why that's a good accommodation to not only the members, but anyone that is a prospective member to come and see what kind of opportunities for his business is there or her business. 5 o'clock, and that it's a reasonable thing, sponsored by the business that has invited the person. And like you said, the last was at City Hall and recently at the Performing Arts. A lot of people tell me they've never been to the Performing Arts Center, and that was an opportunity for them to see it over the years. So what do you anticipate as far as membership increase? You think you may have an increase this year, even in spite of some of the economic problems? Alana, how do you feel about that?
Yes, I definitely. I mean, because I think that you know, we have a great board and a great president, and the word's getting out there, and people are seeing the benefits to the chamber and the events and the networking. I think that it'll continue to increase, and I think it's going to be a good experience for everybody, current members and new members.
You know, this is a tough time for chambers because in a bad economy, the first thing that often goes for a small businessman is paying their dues. But yet, even in that climate, in the past 2 months, we've had, I think, 25 new members, which is just extraordinary. And we're thrilled about that. And it's because of personal contact, and you know someone who belongs, and they tell you about it, and they say, come with me to this event, and you'll see. And that's what works. And that's why we have a very dynamic board who is really, they're all ambassadors. And so we want to continue that success and then keep building the membership. And I'm pretty optimistic that we will, especially all the folks who are watching this show today. So.
That's right. We hope.
Right.
You know, the retention area is what we've discussed, and I think you're putting a great deal of effort into that. And what I've noticed was the great benefit to you, and I remember years ago I traveled to Waco, Texas, and visited a local chamber of commerce there. Waco, 1,200 members in their chamber of commerce. So I spent some time with them trying to determine, what have you done that makes you different? You know what Houston and Dallas, but Waco, Texas, I was absolutely surprised. And they had a pretty good idea of, their idea was, with your membership drives, Bert, be sure you have members invite prospects. Don't hire professionals, because we in the Prince George's Chamber at one time did hire professionals who are going to do the hard work for you, And so I believe that you hit something there that I think Greater Bowie Chamber of Commerce does very well at, and that is your members, I think, have a certain passion about our chamber, and of course are willing to voice that to other people and attract membership.
And it would be a great injustice if I did not mention the great staff the chamber has as well, led by our executive director, Kelly Pierce, because we all have full-time jobs and can't always devote the time, and she just makes sure that, then her staff makes sure that the job gets done. And we're just very fortunate to have an executive director of her caliber and a great staff, Chris Wellenkamp and Becky Sunday, who just do an extraordinary job, and it really helps everybody look good. Makes
a difference. You can bet on that. Well, that's the biggest problem with getting volunteers, is if they're going to have to be assigned duties, they're giving up something on their commitment to their business.
And it's a fair question for a businessman to ask, well, what's in this for me?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of them are finding out that there is a lot in it for them in terms of doing business development by meeting different folks. And
Absolutely. You know, Lynn, I do believe your organization, our organization, is doing better than most other organizations. We've had a lot of companies and people I've talked to, memberships dropped 50%. From what they were 10 years ago, and for a lot of reasons. Now, we've got about halfway through our program, and there's so much to cover, but I must ask you this. Your knowledge of what's going on, we've had the Kiwanis Club turn in their charter, we've had the Elks drop 50% of their membership, other organizations, some I've talked to and had on the program. We haven't had that in the chamber. We've been able to maintain a level of membership. So retention is a very important thing. But with that, other organizations have that problem. Is there any other influences other than the economy that you think may have had an effect on